Hey guys, and welcome back to the only series out there that combines the lore of Magic the Gathering with the physical cards you can win. I'm Simon, and this is Friday Night Lore. It's Friday again, which means more lore and another special giveaway. But this isn't your typical FNL. This is the first FNL of the new Eldritch Moon storyline. Even though this is technically the third article for the new set, it's where I see the story really jumping into Eldritch Moon territory. So join me as we herald the rise of Emrakul. It's no well-kept secret that Nahiri the Lithomancer has been planning some major payback on the world of Innistrad. As Zendikar has bled, so will Innistrad. Those are her direct words, and it appears she'll finally make good on that promise. She's twisted the mana ley lines of this dark plane with her cryptoliths, directing the power of Innistrad to a focal point on the coast of Nephalia. Here, at the Drown Yard, it seems her signal for vengeance has finally been answered. The last Eldrazi Titan arrives on Innistrad. However, this world's lord, the vampire planeswalker Sorin Markov, had placed protections on his plane, shields to guard it from outside forces. One such protection had already been destroyed, the Silver Monolith and Nahiri's one-time prison, the Hell Vault. As Nahiri now attempts to repay Sorin's hospitality, she feels the second layer of Innistrad's protection lift free. This was the Archangel Avacyn, the very creation of Sorin Markov. Yet, as madness took over the angel's mind, Sorin was forced to unmake his beloved guardian. Sorin Markov ended Innistrad with his own hands. With no wards left, Nahiri felt a presence. Her summoning circle was no longer empty of life. A heavy smell filled her nostrils as the air became stagnant and hot. A smell she recognized on her doomed world of Zendikar. The Eldrazi Titan had finally come. Emrakul's appearance on Innistrad marked a turning point for the plane. The moment the Titan's tentacles manifest in reality, the world is bombarded by her pressure. All across Innistrad, people, angels, werewolves, anything that lives is beginning to feel the strain of this monstrosity. As Emrakul assaults their minds with otherworldly propaganda, it doesn't take long for the weak to fall under her sway. In Gavany, the once holy center for human well-being has become nothing more than a pen, housing livestock meant only for slaughter. A young boy who's lost his mother, his town, everything he loved, cowers in a corner, crying and praying to an angel who will never come. He prays for Avacyn, as his mother taught him when he felt scared. But ultimately, Avacyn and her flight were the ones responsible for this boy's loss. Yet, what else could he do? The boy found himself eating supper with a kind old woman who found him after his village was sacked. But looks can't be trusted, not on Innistrad. As Emrakul rose from the sea, the weak minds were the first to fall, and the old woman's mind was very weak. Right in front of the young boy, his caretaker bursts into bouts of mad laughter as otherworldly arms spring from her chest. The tentacles reach and grab for the young boy as he barely makes it out of the small cottage. Luckily, two Cathars happen across the scene and do their best to shield the boy from this monster. Their blades and armor are powerful tools, hacking and slicing through the old woman's many new arms. Throughout all of this, the boy continues his prayers. Finally, a voice from above answers his frantic call. An angel! Again, the boy pleaded to Avacyn for help, but the angel responded with, "Avacyn is gone. She is here now. She is rising, rising!" As the laughter grew even more mad, she rose into the sky proclaiming, I am Emrakul, as she dives down, blade in hand towards the young child. On the coast of Nephalia, a cult has formed around the coming of the one who will usher in a new world. The water swells as chants grow louder around the constructed circle. Emrakul will choose more followers, bestowing her gift upon those worthy, a cult full of fanatics and the deranged. Little is needed to turn these souls in service to the Eldrazi Titan. The pressure is gladly accepted, even celebrated as a gift. With each new subject, Emrakul's influence grows. Madness spreads as the shared words echo across the surf. Emrakul, Emrakul, we Emrakul. In the Ulvenwald, the dense forest of Innistrad, the trees provide little shelter from Emrakul's grasp. two hunters, Hal and Elena, find themselves surrounded by monsters unlike anything they've seen before. These two are professionals in a field marked by danger and facing deadly threats. Yet, these things facing them now are far worse than anything native to Innistrad. Their years of training and hunting together has formed an unbreakable bond, but their own minds aren't as stable. Hal's thoughts turn to the monsters attacking them, their chants of Emrakul, and the thoughts permeating her own mind. It would be so easy just to give in to this force, surrender to the darkness, but in doing so, she'd lose the person she cared for the most. Nothing could ever replace that, not even this Emrakul. They fought off those who had once been their friends and fellow hunters, now nothing more than monsters themselves. Together, they will survive. They would never surrender. Even Thraben, the holy capital of Avacyn's once just religion, has fallen, though one can argue that the angel's glory ended far before Emrakul's arrival. Here, Jace Belleron and the Moon Sage, Tamiyo, take to the road to make for the coast, the site of Innistrad's disruptions. Even now, Jace is aware of the Titan's presence. Being a telepath, he's more susceptible to the pressure exuded by the Eldrazi. The thoughts pour in like ants swarming a new food source. It's all Jace can do to shake his head and swat them away. Tamiyo had taught Jace how to cancel out the prodding of Emrakul. Her people, the Soratami from the plane of Kamigawa, are masters in the art of mind manipulation and thus have built various techniques to keep out unwanted thoughts. Though learning these tricks and mastering them were two different things, Tamiyo was quite good, while Jace had to struggle and concentrate just to remain himself. His concentration had broken several times during their travels, but nothing took him off track more than what he spied in the skies over Thraben. A monster more horrible than the mad Avacyn who had just recently attacked them, but still an angel in some form. It's the Twisted Abomination which has come to represent the Church of Innistrad's angelic protectors, an Eldrazi-infused amalgamation, the angels, Bruna, and Gisela. They were pieced together like some insane puzzle. 2 heads, 4 wings, 1 voice, 1 Emrakul. This would be the threat they faced. This is what they're up against. But eventually Jace managed to stop staring at the monsters and refocus his mental barriers. Emrakul wouldn't be taking his mind today. As they closed in on their destination, the shores of Nephalia, Jace and Tamiyo get their first glance at the Titan herself. It's the first time Jace has ever seen her, though he's witnessed her kind before. Even so, Emrakul seemed so much larger, so much stronger than either Ulamog or Kozilek. Tamiyo was merely taking in the sight and trying to learn what she could. Jace explained what they called the Titan, and Tamiyo was surprised. This is what all you call her, but what does she call herself? The Moonfolk wondered. This sparked an interesting question in Jace. What does she call herself? What is she really? If he could get inside whatever mind is transmitting these thoughts, maybe he could really find something out. He pushed his mind to the precipice, letting the Titan enter his mind, and he entered her, whatever you want to call it. Jace asked, "What is your name?" And a voice replied, "The eternal infinity. This world is mine. The absolute, I shall have all. The beginning, I shall be all. The being, all are Emrakul. The end, the end, the end." Jace grasped for breath and Tamiyo became concerned. What had he learned? Jace didn't go into details, saying only that he needed his friends to come here. The Gatewatch needs to come to Innistrad. He told Tamiyo of his allies, how they all managed to defeat 2 creatures like Emrakul before. She was reluctant to believe him, but her magic showed him to be no liar. Tamiyo agreed to help Jace depart, shielding his mind so he can concentrate on planeswalking. She will not go with him, however, for that's not her path. Everyone will be where they're needed, she tells him. Before he can rebuttal, a calmness overtakes him and he's able to leave Innistrad for the first time in what feels like eternity. He finds himself in a familiar place, the camp of Gideon and his friends on Zendikar. From here, we begin our struggle against the last Eldrazi Titan, Emrakul. It looks like it'll take the combined forces of all our heroes to again end this major threat, but even the Gatewatch may need assistance. Emrakul is the largest and strongest of the Titans, Ulamog and Kozilek may have been pushovers by comparison. The fate of Innistrad hangs in the balance. I don't know about you guys, but I'm kinda excited to see how this story unfolds. Sure, I can talk about how disappointingly predictable it was to bring Emrakul to Innistrad, but at least we'll probably get some kind of resolution in terms of the Eldrazi threat. They may be played out, but hey, if Emrakul falls here, we can focus on different stuff, so there's that. Anyway, it's FNL, so that means it's time to unveil the giveaway card of the week. This week's story didn't really have a particular character I could single out for a card, so I went generic but big. This week's winnable card will be a copy of Archangel Avacyn / Avacyn the Purifier. Remember to enter for your chance to win this card. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel, leave a comment on this video. I'll select one at random and announce them at the end of next week's FNL. Speaking of which, it's time to announce last week's winner. The previous FNL, Stone and Blood, discussed the troubling past that sent Nahiri on this path of vengeance, and since I didn't have a copy of Nahiri the Harbinger, I was giving away Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger. And the winner of that card is Stray Bird. Congratulations! Please go ahead and contact me on the back end of my channel via email or send me a message through Twitter. If all of you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. It just so happens to be the easiest way to contact me if you've won an FNL, and you can stay up to date with the channel. Anyway guys, that's gonna do it for this week's FNL. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, consider throwing it a like and subbing to the channel. It goes a long way in supporting future content. You can also support the channel through Patreon. Becoming a patron not only directly supports my videos, but you'll also be entered into unique monthly giveaways for cards, fat packs, and even booster boxes. If that sounds interesting, check out my Patreon page and other social media links in the description below. As always everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.